Hi there, my friends. This is May, and here I am with my inner being to talk to you and your inner being. Today, I'd like to share with you a, a tip that I use, kind of a technique or exercise that I use to help myself, especially my mind, to not disturb my silence, to help my mind to be more quiet, more silent, and to help me be still. And it's really important to be still because if we don't silence our mind, we don't open space to hear the voice of our inner being, the voice of God, the God within talking to us. The more silence we make, the more we can listen to our intuition, we can listen to our heart and to the voice of the God within. So making silence, being silent is really important. It's a tool you gotta have, and also it's something that you need to do really frequently, because the more you keep your mind just thinking or overthinking, you're going to be someone really um, with a lot of anxiety, and you will not make space to hear your higher self, your inner being. So silence is your best friend when you are in your spiritual path. Okay? So the first tip, the first thing I would like to share is that you need to be aware and you need to be conscious that how important silence is, how important it is for you to keep quiet, for you to be calm, and don't just go with the flow of the mind. The mind is going to be talking and talking and will make you stressed if you go with the flow of the mind. You got to go with the flow of God, of life itself. And life doesn't create thoughts about anything. Life is just like a river, a process that is unfolding, and if we don't overthinking, we don't disturb the quiet waters of our mind, and life can just flow and you can feel really good in the process. All suffering is caused by overthinking. All suffering is caused by our thoughts, the patterns of thoughts we have. So it's really, really important to make peace with silence, to be friends with the silence. So that's the first step. And the second step is to be aware during the day when life gives you the opportunity to be more silent. Notice when life gives you the opportunity to make silence, to be silent, to be quiet, and just make peace with silence. One example is when you enter the elevator with strangers. It's usually really odd, weird, everybody being silent. So that's weird for usual mind, average minds that thinks everybody in the same room needs to be talking, chatting, so be okay with avoiding the small chat. If you enter Uber, you don't need to be talking to the person. Of course, if you think that's going to be fun for you and for the person, it's okay. But it might be an opportunity that life is giving for you to just go in that ride silently, just noticing the environment, noticing everything around you, and just be quiet and be silent. The mind is going to say, you need to talk, you need to say something, talk about the weather, talk about, I don't know, the last news on TV, talk about something. Don't be quiet, don't be silent. That's how our mind usually deals with silence. It's weird for our mind to be quiet because it's the nature of mind being moving all the time, trying to create thoughts and trying to make you act somehow. But when you train your mind to make peace with the silence, and it's okay to be silent, let's normalize silence. So the next time you need to be waiting on a line or be somewhere where you don't have anyone to talk to, it's fine. It's a good opportunity that life is giving you for you to make silence. And also another way to make silence, and that life might give you the opportunity to make silence, is when you go for a walk. I do that many times, usually often, but I noticed that I was going for a walk, but I was having my phone and my earphones, and I was just listening to music or listening to audiobook or something, because I couldn't just go for a walk and be silent. Just listening to the nature or the noise of the environment around me, even though there are cars, there are people talking, bicycles and everything, children crying or dogs barking, no matter what. That's the sound of the environment around. And just be silent and listen, and to notice those noise is being silent is good for you to practice silence. So try to do that. Just go for a walk or go driving, and you don't need to be listening to anything. Of course, I'm not saying you're going to do that all the time, but you can practice being friends with silence, using those opportunities during your day. And the last thing that I would like to share with you that has helped me a lot to train my mind to normalize silence is to sit on a chair and just say to your mind, okay, now I'm going to just relax and do nothing. Yes, there is nothing for me to do now. I'm not in a hurry. I don't have to meditate. I don't have to quiet my thoughts. I don't have to do anything, no action at all. So when you say that to your mind is going to be quiet, because she has no mission to accomplish. And but if you sit on a chair and say, now I'm going to quiet my thoughts, quiet my mind, let me control my thoughts, I'm going to meditate now. Okay, if you say that, your mind is going to understand that she's under a mission, and it's going to be really hard for you to meditate, to make silence. And actually the true meditation is doing nothing. You just be there. Just be. There is no action, nothing. Just be there. And when you say that to your mind, I'm just here. I don't need to know anything. I don't need to see anything. I don't need to hear anything. I don't need to do anything. I'm not in a hurry for anything. I'm going to sit here and do nothing. Nothing. There is nothing for me to do. And then it's like magic. Your mind will be still. You are going to experience stillness just like that. Because now your mind is not trying to accomplish anything. She's out for lunch. Your mind is out for lunch. And only consciousness, presence is there. It's so good to do that. Normalize silence.